itu you need to find the right help. You need to find the right help to get you there.
Yes.
Contohnya,
Fundamental.
you have to contact me. Yeah, that's the buyer's agent to buy the right property. Karena from my experience, from our experience itu kita nggak tahu mau beli di mana.
Halo teman-teman Safiama semuanya, welcome to the podcast this edition with our special guest today, Mr. Andri and Miss Yosi. Today kita mau kupas mereka berdua tentang pengalaman datang di Australia, terus sekolah, kerja, dapat PR, tinggal dan punya keluarga, dan tentunya juga punya properti di Australia. Yuk langsung segera mulai, let's go. Oke, jadi kita mau tanya nih sama Andri sama Yosi, pengalaman hidup dari Indonesia dulu, gimana ceritanya kok ke Australia, dan kenapa Australia, dan ya gitu.
Kalau aku mah karena cici saya yang paling besar udah di sini, dan pas waktu itu aku main ke sini visit and I like it here, so came back to Indonesia, was devastated to come back. Terus akhirnya dari situ jadi ditawarin untuk sekolah di sini, kuliah di sini, and akhirnya kelar dapat kerjaan, dan here I am 20 something years. Marketing. Kerjanya finance sekarang.
Waktu pertama kali datang ke sini dulu, apakah sudah ada pikiran kalau I wanna live here, I wanna be a resident Australia? Atau waktu datang masih labil, masih ragu?
Enggak sih, karena waktu itu kan waktu kesini baru umur 20. Jadi kan umur 20 tuh masih kesera-sera ya.
Mau lihat dulu gitu ya?
Iya. By the grace of God, ketemu suami.
Oh ya, sweet.
And decided to still residing here by the grace of God, and I believe will continue to do so sampai nggak tahu kapan, sampai Tuhan suruh pindah kali ya.
Oke, thank you Yosi. Kalau Andri gimana?
Ya, kalau saya datang 2004. Jadi sudah 11 tahun. 20 tahun, 21 tahun, 21 tahun, dan we've been married for 15 years.
Gak tahu.
15 years. Jadi 20 tahun di Australia. For me itu I don't have the intention to come to Australia.
Terus kok bisa?
Jadi pertama itu I was going to continue my study di Singapore because my high school was in Singapore. Jadi di Singapura itu aku udah selesai, going to go to Polytechnic, going to further my study there. But there was a change. That change itu ya nggak tahu, mungkin itu directionnya Tuhan atau apa. I don't know. But I believe that I think God yang menetapkan langkah-langkah orang ya, yang percaya sama Dia gitu. Dan I think that's one of the direction that God actually put me into Australia. Somehow God opens the door for me to come to Australia to study, and then eventually I met my wife, a beautiful wife, and we've been married for 15 years. And that is something yang pasti itu bukan because I'm striving for it. Of course, we have to strive for it. Tapi itu semua dari kebaikan Tuhan dan juga rencana Tuhan di dalam kehidupan aku.
Oke, dari pengalamannya Yosi dan Andri, dari datang ke kuliah, kerja, dan sekarang berkeluarga, pengalaman apa atau momen apa yang sangat berkesan yang kamu ingat dari dulu sampai sekarang, yang jadi kayak your inspiration or turning point or the lowest point yang is a big memorable gitu, bisa jadi inspirasi.
Dari sampai sini sampai sekarang.
That's a lot.
Banyak banget.
Banyak banget itu.
Banyak banget. Yang paling berkesan mungkin dari sampai sini udah langsung. Kalau aku langsung kena masalah financial. Jadi begitu sampai sini langsung bener-bener ngerasain asam garam hidup. Jadi harus bayar kuliah sendiri, bayar living cost sendiri, dan juga harus belajar, dan juga make sure nggak boleh fail any subject, karena kalau fail harus bayar lagi. Harus kerja 2-3 kerjaan at the same time. Ya langsung merasakan apa asam garam hidup ya. Tapi dari dulu sampai sekarang Tuhan tuh nggak pernah mengecewakan, nggak pernah gagal, selalu setia, dan provisionnya Tuhan itu selalu ada dari dulu, sekarang sampai udah setua ini. Tapi kalau ditanya yang paling berkesan itu nggak bisa dipinpoint karena terlalu banyak asam garam itu yang terjadi dalam hidup ya. Tapi gini, kalau kita hidup selalu gampang, kita nggak akan tahu Tuhan seberapa baik. Kalau kita hidup nggak pernah kekurangan, kita nggak akan tahu Tuhan menyediakan, gitu ya. Jadi dengan segala asam garam ini, apa yang aku rasakan selalu pertolongan Tuhan. Jadi itu yang penting ya. Jadi dulu, sekarang, sampai setua ini, Tuhan yang kasih makan, Tuhan yang sustain, Tuhan yang bawa, gitu sih. Tapi untuk itu banyak.
Amin. Haleluya.
I cannot agree more with my wife, but I think that's something that we have in common.
Iya. Jadi waktu pacaran we compare bank balance. Yang mana lebih bangkrut? Yang mana? Jadi gue cuma tinggal $10, dia cuma tinggal $5. Oh, lu menang kali ini.
Iya, makanya that's something that we have in common gitu.
Iya, makanya mungkin cinclok.
Iya, jadi makanya we are attracted in that way.
What do you call trauma bonding?
Trauma bonding. Nah, I think it's too many to count. I think kebaikan Tuhan tuh it's just too many to count. And God's provision is always there for us. Throughout yang Yosi bilang dia having 2-3 jobs, I also have 2-3 jobs gitu ya. To have to support myself, have to pay my own bills, rental dan segala macam, sekolah even. And somehow I don't know how we actually made it. I don't know how we go through that in our life, and somehow it's just a miracle that God can actually bring us till this moment in our life. Itu semua kebaikan Tuhan gitu ya. Itu yes, we strive, we work hard for it. Tapi kalau bukan karena Tuhan, bukan karena provisionnya Tuhan, kalau bukan karena kebaikan Tuhan, we will not be here today speaking right now. Itu bukan, kalau bukan karena karunia dan berkat dari Tuhan tuh nggak mungkin bisa, gitu ya. And it's too many to count through our marriage, having 2 kids, until today our jobs, what we have, a house, investment, thinking about the future, and that is all because of God. Bukan, it's I'm speechless for the word basically. For God's provisions, God's grace. Itu susah untuk kalau mau dijadikan podcast for the entirety of this podcast. Mau dijelasin satu-satu kebaikan Tuhan itu, oh man, it's very hard to quantify. Soalnya it's every single week. Misalnya waktu kita I care lah, atau kita ada ketemuan dan sharing about God's grace. In every time we actually says how good God is, itu tuh ada dan di setiap saat kehidupan kita gitu. And we can testify for every single God's goodness. For every time we meet, right? Dan tapi ya kalau misalnya mau ngomong dari pertama sampai sini sampai sekarang, I think it's just too much.
Too many
to say, yeah.
Luar biasa nih teman-teman, testimoni dari Yosi dan Andri. Jadi kesimpulannya kita manusia tidak bisa berusaha sendiri, kita hanya bisa melakukan apa yang kita bisa lakukan, tapi semuanya adalah berkat Tuhan dan karunia Tuhan. God's grace and God's provision ya. Ya. Oke, kita mau tanya sama Andri Yosi sekarang, gimana rasanya tinggal di Australia? What do you like about Australia?
What I like is kalau di sini tuh kayak misalnya kita pensiunnya terjamin, kita ada yang namanya superannuation, itu disisihkan dari gaji kita, dari kita masih muda, itu sangat very good retirement plan to have gitu. Nggak semua country have that, I know itu one of the privilege of having here. Kedua ya the security and the family central lifestyle gitu. Jadi kayak banyak park, banyak outdoor activity di sini gitu, yang mungkin kalau di Indo kan panas banget gitu ya. Kalau untuk outdoor ya di sini lebih enak untuk di enjoy sih ya.
Ya, kalau untuk aku, why Australia? Why? There are many things that I like about Australia. Itu definitely what my wife says. Itu ada superannuation untuk social security. That's number one. Lifestyle-nya itu lebih relax daripada di dan lifestyle-nya quite relaxed, which is what I like gitu ya. Dan weather, I love four seasons itu. Jadi ada nggak cuman panas dan panas dan di Australia itu ada variety-nya gitu. Jadi ada dingin, ada panas dan ada ya enak gitu ya.
Dan
pemandangannya luar biasa.
Bagus banget.
Iya. Seasonnya berubah-berubah itu, jadi something to look forward to every season. And that's what I like gitu ya. Dan a lot of things infrastructure wise itu a lot of people actually complain about how trains is in Sydney dan bagaimana things actually not working. Tapi in terms of infrastructure and in terms of keteraturannya itu sangat luar biasa di Australia itu. When you misalnya complain or something like that, and people actually do listen, and company actually do listen, and people can company itu bisa kasih compensation dan segala macamnya. Itu over solution dan mereka mendengarkan consumer itu didengarkan gitu ya. Dan and it's really nice in Australia. That's why we love, and then working here is quite good.
Good culture,
laid back culture,
work-life balance,
yes.
You name it.
Yeah, work-life balance.
Pindah ke sini semua teman-teman.
Jadi dengan annual leave itu long service leave, semuanya sick leave itu semuanya terjamin lah di sini di Australia.
Jadi in conclusion itu adalah balance between work, life, and lifestyle. Work-life balance. Dari segi pekerjaannya semuanya terjamin, social security-nya dan segi safety-nya. Dari segi lifestyle, it's a good lifestyle, a family style, not too rush, not too slow, just balance, and everything that this country has to offer is a good quality and good level gitu ya. Nah, kita sekarang mau touch base sama Andrea dan Yosi, gimana hidup mereka berhubungan dengan real estate di Australia. Tolong diceritakan gimana, how do you encounter between your work, life, and family with the property of Australia?
We actually initially started off, of course, karena kita starting the family, and of course we plan to have a property for ourselves. And a lot of people actually struggling in this area. And as we share itu, there's a lot of struggle in our life juga to get a property in Australia. It's really quite the first milestone itu ya, getting a property itu sangat susah. gitu ya. We have to save a lot of money. We have to put down the first deposit. And our experience itu ya untuk rumah kita sendiri. Dan we purchased our first property back in 2015. And it was an apartment in Walleye Creek. And that was our starting journey gitu ya. And throughout that, of course, we look for other property dan segala macam. We attended a buyer's agent as well to see what are the options, investment option dan segala macam to buy, to invest gitu. Dan untuk investasi itu Australian property, I think yang disummarize Ming di beberapa video Ming itu benar gitu ya, benar-benar the truth, karena we've seen property di Australia itu ada risknya pasti, tapi kalau kita lihat historically itu it has the potential to grow even beyond the Australian share market. Gitu ya. And I think one of the most memorable thing Ming says, every 10 years there's a potential to double, gitu ya. Itu yang
with the property yang ada tanahnya ya.
Yang ada tanahnya itu ada potential to be double. Dan for us itu our experience, kita pertama it was an apartment. And even then there was a growth in there. And karena that growth we can actually have that capacity to buy other property, gitu ya. Itu dari untuk multiple property strategy, which is you get the equity to get another deposit for the next one, gitu. Jadinya itu yang our experience yang kita belajar. Tapi ya, of course, yang susahnya itu beli di mana, dan itu bantuan Ming yang bisa dibantu untuk beli di mana gitu. Itu yang our struggle basically ya. Cuman our experience through property di Australia, of course, yang pertama adalah our own family home, and that was really hard. And we bought our first property, and then right now we have our own home. Jadi we built our own home dari beli tanah dan kita bangun. Itu ya through a lot of journey dari equity yang pertama itu. Itu dari situ Tuhan memberikan growth dari yang pertama. Jadi kita bisa punya deposit untuk beli yang rumah kita yang sekarang. Gitu ya.
Ya, jadi teman-teman, ini very important. Jadi basically the hardest thing to enter property market is the first buy. Pembelian pertama itu karena sangat berat karena perlu mengumpulkan deposit untuk belinya itu. Setelah beli pertama selesai, kalau belinya propertinya tepat, in this case is a good pas lagi mau booming ya. Itu dari situ karena ada kenaikan harga dari equity, it's easier to roll over rather than kumpulin pertama kali depositnya itu. Jadi it's very crucial untuk teman-teman kumpulin depositnya itu, dan very also crucial untuk beli tipe properti yang tepat supaya bisa di roll over for the next one. Kalau yang pertamanya itu stuck, equity-nya nggak naik-naik, it's very hard to do roll over to the next one, gitu. Oke teman-teman, sekarang kita mau tanya sama Andri sama Yosi, apa advice kalian untuk para viewers yang di Indonesia yang mau sekolah, ada punya rencana sekolah dan kerja dan tinggal di Australia?
Kalau aku, karena memang seperti yang tadi aku udah cerita dengan perjalanan hidupku, yang paling penting sih bergantung sama Tuhan ya. Mau itu sekolah apapun, sekolah berapa lama pun, kondisi keluarga kalian seperti apapun, mungkin kalian datang ke sini dicukupi, mungkin kalian datang ke sini nggak dicukupi, apapun itu, kalau bergantung sama Tuhan, Aku percaya memang kalau itu waktunya, kemauannya, rencananya Tuhan, itu Tuhan yang bukakan dari satu pintu ke pintu lain, dari one victory to another victory. Jadi yang paling penting itu yaitu seek God first, His kingdom and His righteousness, and then everything else will be added into your life. Itu very simple, biblical, tapi yang selalu kita alamin dalam hidup kita ya.
Mantap.
Tuhan dulu, Tuhan dulu, and then biar Tuhan yang bawa, biar Tuhan yang tunjukin, biar Tuhan yang direct.
Very good. Oke, Andri gimana?
I think my advice itu I cannot top my wife's answer basically. Itu emang kita harus bergantung sama Tuhan. Itu definitely 100% gitu ya. Okay, so for me my advice is for you viewers, I think you need to firstly rely on God. Itu 100%. But work hard because kita nggak bisa sampai sekarang ini ya karena cuman santai-santai, tapi we have to work hard. We have to get it. You have to network. You have to
sit down, look pretty.
Yeah, you cannot just sit down, look pretty gitu. But you have to work hard. And berani untuk take that step. Nggak cuman there in our life there are a lot of failures.
Yes,
right?
Yeah. Jatuh bangun
dan we go for interviews after interviews
Go
and a lot
all
of discouragement.
Anyway,
walaupun terus tiba-tiba kayak karena kita cuma student visa itu kita nggak berani untuk cari gitu ya, untuk go for it atau apa gitu. Tapi kita tuh kadang-kadang untuk orang Indonesia tinggal di Australia itu kita nggak punya courage itu, nggak punya confidence itu.
Betul,
Dan
betul.
what I want to encourage you is to have that confidence because God has equipped you to be there, to be here. Then you have to have that courage. Jadi kalau ada ditolak sekali, go again gitu, and take whatever opportunity that God has put in your life.
Yeah, you never know.
You
It
never
may
know.
Open
Exactly.
so many doors for you yang seperti terjadi dalam hidup kita kan. Apalagi dia.
Exactly gitu. Dan kadang-kadang job yang kalian kerjakan itu belum tentu apa yang kalian suka. So for my advice is you take it, you do it, tapi ya juga cari lagi. Just keep on looking for it gitu. Just keep on looking until you find something that you like gitu. Something that God actually put you in that role, in that position. And in my work journey, I started off as a bush juice,
Artis.
Bush juice artist. Blender gitu ya, juice bar gitu ya.
Which flavor is your favorite?
Mango Magic. Jadi itu yang pertama, dan I even go through yang namanya multiple jobs. Sampai sekarang I can work in a bank gitu ya. And then,
malu ya.
Jadi you have to go for it. Jangan gengsi gitu.
Yang penting halal.
But I think interview proses itu agak susah di sini.
Iya.
And kita ditolak berkali-kali, beratus-ratus kali gitu.
Tapi setiap kali kamu ditolak, kamu belajar something.
That's right.
Then you do it better the next time. Then before you know, you get it.
Exactly.
Persistence.
So that's my advice.
Satu lagi sih kalau aku mau tambahin ya, community itu penting karena kamu sampai di sini mungkin you're gonna feel like you're alone, and it's gonna be a big culture shock gitu mungkin kan. Obviously di sini beda sama mungkin di Indo gitu. Tapi kalau kamu datang ke sini dan kamu cari komunitas yang tepat, itu sangat membantu gitu.
Luar biasa, ini jawaban dari Andri dan Lucy sangat menginspirasi teman-teman ya. Saya terinspirasi dan saya yakin teman-teman juga terinspirasi. Kalau boleh saya tambahin juga, dari menggantungkan Tuhan adalah bagi saya itu adalah planning is everything. Before you come to Australia, you need to know what is your plan. Jangan mikir, lihat dulu lah nanti sampai datang baru lihat pikirannya rencananya gimana. It's a big no-no. My suggestion to you, before you arrive, you should know what university, which major, and after you graduate, you make sure that you get enough points to get the PR, if you want to get the PR. Or if not, then you don't need to have that plan. But if you want to have a PR, you need to have a plan before you arrive. Look. Ya jadi gitu, oke? Make sure kalian udah punya plan dulu, baru terbang. Jangan terbang dulu, baru cari plannya apa. Oke, sekarang kita mau tanya gimana advice dari Andri dan Yosi untuk para orang yang ada di Indonesia maupun orang yang di Australia, advice untuk real estate, beli properti di Australia.
Yang pasti jangan sembarang beli. Karena again, Australian property, it is proven in performance, but you really need to know where to buy, what to buy. Jadi it's essential, bukan important lagi ya, it's essential that you use the right person or the right helper or the right resources for you to find or make the right decision. And maybe anak-anak muda zaman sekarang akan ngalamin hal yang jauh lebih susah dari generasi kita in terms of buying property karena the salary and the price of the property sekarang jauh lebih tinggi, jauh lebih mahal. Dan mungkin kalau kita kan pengalamannya kita benar-benar build everything from zero. Kita unfortunately again kita nggak punya support dari keluarga kita, dan jadi apapun yang kita punya sekarang itu benar-benar cuman karena kebaikan dan keringet kita lah intinya gitu kan. Tapi ya intinya itu cuman karena kebaikan Tuhan yang benar-benar hasil buah yang kita tabur, Tuhan kasih kita tuai gitu kan. Tapi mungkin anak-anak zaman sekarang akan ngalamin hal yang jauh lebih susah, mungkin double dari apa yang kita alamin dulu gitu. But again, kalau kamu bergantung sama Tuhan, kalau kamu do your due diligence, you do your research, you do your saving, gak ada yang gak mungkin. And if there is a will, there is a way gitu. Jadi ya.
For me, the advice that I can give for those who wants to buy property di Australia, like what my wife says, you need to find the right help. You need to find the right help to get you there.
Yes.
Contohnya,
fundamental.
You have to contact me. That's the buyer's agent to buy the right property. Karena from my experience, from our experience, itu kita nggak tahu mau beli di mana.
Yeah.
Dan through his help, itu tuh ya jadinya kita bisa tahu ada di daerah sini dan bisa beli di sini gitu. Itu number one. Jadi dan also you have to have a team, ya. Nggak cuman Ming doang gitu ya. And you also have to have your mortgage broker. You also have to have a solicitor, and you have to have accountant to know all these things. Itu yang biar bisa get you there itu ya through your team gitu ya. And if you don't know who to contact, Ming can give you recommendation for those for those people. Yang kayak kemarin waktu kita beli properti itu, kita nggak tahu ada masalah di termite, ya. Dan Ming langsung kerahkan itu namanya pasukan ya. Pasukan buat bisa solve that issue gitu. And that's through all the recommendation from Ming gitu ya. Dan we and he's not only dealing only with one, and he has multiple people that can actually help in any kind of those issues. And you need that help in getting that property. Dan of course, before jump into the property, of course you need to have the deposit, and that is the hard part, which is you have to get that deposit. And that is something that what my wife says, that you just keep on doing and save that deposit and purchase, and when to purchase, how to purchase, and you have the right team to get you there.
Iya, but then again kayak karena kita kan harga properti di Sydney udah sangat melangit, jadi kita even kita udah mulai mencari yang di luar Sydney gitu. Nah itu something yang benar-benar hal yang kita nggak tahu, nggak familiar, dan kita walaupun kita mau misalnya mau beli di Melbourne, mau beli di Brisbane, completely ya nggak tahu mau kemana. Which is why, again, what this person has helped us with significantly gitu, and choosing the right bukan cuman area tapi juga tipenya, propertinya dan segala macamnya gitu ya. Again gitu ya, if there is a will, there is a way. Kalau misalnya memang Sydney kemahalan, coba lihat di luar Sydney gitu. Tapi make sure kalian punya helper yang tepat gitu. Cepet ke Xavier Max sekarang.
Jadi buat teman-teman yang belum tahu, kalian bisa lihat Instagram kita. Jadi basically Andri dan Yosi sudah pakai jasa kita untuk sebagai buyer's agent beli investment property di luar Sydney. Mereka tinggal di Sydney, tapi mereka beli invest di luar Sydney karena di sini udah terlalu mahal, harganya udah over 1 million. Sedangkan di kota-kota lain seperti Melbourne, Brisbane, dan Perth itu jauh lebih murah. It's almost half the price. So can you imagine? Dan the growth in these cities jangan diremehkan. It's equal on par with Sydney, or bahkan in some suburbs is more than Sydney. Kenapa bisa gitu? Karena mereka harganya masih sangat murah, sehingga growth for growing is so much more than Sydney. Jadi in this case, dalam kasusnya Andri dan Yosi kemarin, kita beli di luar kota. Waktu itu kita ada certain budget dan kita maunya certain type of property. Dan to find that type of property with that budget is quite challenging. Karena kita mau specific suburb. Kita nggak mau beli di semua suburb karena di semua kota itu nggak semua suburb bagus ya. Jadi kita mau make sure di suburb yang very high demand dan very fast growing. There are a few factors why that suburb is growing. Dan kita mau specific in that area. So the challenge was dengan budget segitu yang dimau dengan tipe yang properti dikehendaki itu agak challenging karena di luar budget. Tapi dengan ada strategi lain dan akhirnya juga Tuhan terlibat bantu sehingga kita bisa dapetin yang very good dan sesuai dengan kriteria. Ini ada pertanyaan dari teman saya, by the way. Kita mau lagi in the zone of this team ya. Lebih cuan mana investasi emas ataupun saham dibandingkan dengan properti di Australia? Kalian tahu nggak jawabannya apa? Coba tebak. Yang benar jawabannya adalah properti Australia dong. Kenapa bisa gitu? Kita pakai contoh hitungan angka real ya, let's say $200,000 atau setara misal 2 miliar rupiah Indonesia. Dengan $200,000, kalau kalian belikan emas atau saham, kalian beli share or gold 200,000. In 10 years, maybe the value is let's say double. So you buy 200 and then 10 years later you get 400, or I'll make it better, 500,000, okay? From 200 become 500,000. So you gain 300,000, right? That's like 2.5 times. That's 300%. That's pretty good, right? But what makes property wins over stocks and steel or any other investment type is because of one keyword: leverage. With $200,000 Australia, you can get a mortgage for $1 million property, the right property. 10 years later, $1 million property become $2 million property. So you gain $1 million from only $200,000. So you get 500% return instead of gold or shares 300%. Jadi 300,000 profit compared to $1 million profit. So this is why real estate in Australia, especially the one with the landed house, is a way to go.
Financial freedom.
For financial freedom.
Financial freedom. Terima kasih Tuhan. Kalau Gen Z atau mungkin generasi muda zaman sekarang yang masih punya banyak mimpi, masih punya long way to go. Bukan bilang kita udah tua, tapi kita udah setengah jalan lah ya. Tapi again maksudnya kan mungkin anak-anak muda zaman sekarang sangat bukan really appreciate work-life balance and obviously financial freedom, which is something that we are still working towards tuh gitu. Tapi again, this is with bukan cuman investing, but it's about managing apa yang Tuhan udah berikan ke dalam hidup kalian gitu ya. Itu kan namanya caretaker, trustee atau apa itu, orang yang benar-benar dipercayakan dari Tuhan untuk kita kelola dengan baik. Bagaimana kita kelola dengan baik? Ya ini investing, ya, budgeting, planning, nggak sembarangan dan benar-benar itu yang seperti di Alkitab dibilang itu, di mana hartamu berada, gitu, di mana asetmu berada itu, disitulah hatimu berada, gitu ya. Jadi kalaupun kita masih berjuang untuk financial freedomnya itu, tapi kalaupun nanti kita udah sampai di land itu, yang pertanyaannya itu apa yang kita akan lakukan dengan financial freedomnya itu, gitu ya. Ya again lagi itu, di mana hartamu berada, di situ hatimu berada. Karena aku percaya banget kita diberkati dari Tuhan itu bukan untuk mengembangkan diri kita sendiri gitu loh ya. Kita blessed to be a blessing gitu. So I think most importantly, not just work for financial freedom, but work to do and kelola and blessed to be a blessing dengan apa yang Tuhan udah percayakan dalam hidup kita. Udah itu sih aku. Thank you. Pak Pendeta.
I just want to add, yes, we actually look for financial freedom. That's of course,
retirement.
Financial retirement. But I think our financial goal itu bukan cuman itu aja gitu ya. I think building generational wealth.
Yeah, for the kids juga.
For the kids,
obviously, yeah.
Itu we have to remember, the investment strategy itu ya benar-benar very very long term.
Yeah.
And of course financial freedom is yes, but also what legacy that we can give to our kids.
Benar.
What legacy that we can actually prepare our kids in the future. We are blessed enough that we can actually be in this position, in this situation right now, that we can buy
or invest gitu.
We can buy and invest. And that is something that God has, yang what my wife says,
trusted us.
Has been trusted us. Yeah, I think yang di Alkitab juga, I think I just got reminded gitu when she said that. Itu yang I think what in the Bible says, the talents, right?
Talenta.
Iya. Bukan cuma talenta gitu, tapi kayak ada Tuhan memberikan 10, 5, dan 1. Ya, ingat ya. Dan waktu Tuhan berikan 10 sama 5 sama 1, yang 10 double it up to 20, yang 5 double it up to 10, and yang 1 tetap one. They didn't work on it. They didn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
I think when we, as a parent, as a person that we are in this life right now, we've been entrusted with this capability.
Yeah.
We have to do something about it.
Yeah. What do you do with it?
What do you do with it?
Yeah.
Gitu ya. And we aim to grow our generational wealth, to aim for retirement, of course. But how can we actually pass it to the next generation? And on top of it, what she says exactly, it is to be blessed.
To be a blessing.
To be a blessing. Nggak cuma sampai di situ aja gitu. How can we be blessed? To bless other people through the blessing that God has given into our life.
Yeah.
And that is something that that I want to encourage you as a viewer. Itu bukan cuma have that mindset, oh, I have to have this investment to grow it for myself. I think maybe of course, for myself, but itu is quite a selfish mindset. I think, and correct, I'm sorry if I actually call you selfish, but I think it's a selfish mindset. The thing that God actually have put you in that situation, that you have the blessings, is to bless other people.
Yeah.
To be a blessings to other people. How can you grow that from 5 to 10, 10 to 20?
Yeah.
Tapi bukan cuma di-consume untuk diri kamu sendiri gitu.
Betul.
But to bless other people too.
Iya.
Of course, you have to think about your future and your family and your kids and everything else. But the mindset that I want to pass today for you as viewers, how can you be a blessing?
Betul.
How can you be the blessing?
Betul.
Yeah.
Wah, teman-teman luar biasa banget nih. Sangat inspirasi dan kayak pengen nangis nih rasanya. Terharu dan termotivasi dan jadi makin lapar, jadi makin haus nih ya. Dan jadi kita belajar banget dari pengalaman mereka berdua. Kita lihat bagaimana mereka bisa dari dulu datang sampai sekarang dan sampai to this point. It's all because of God's grace, and semua yang diceritakan sangat menginspirasi buat teman-teman dan buat kita semua. Yuk kita tepuk tangan dulu buat Andri dan Yosi. Only one thing left to do. Salam Sapiens.